Oh my God, there were so many people that came in. Oh yeah, like I'm chronically ill too. It means a lot to like have this representation, or like have people show that like you can really do what you want to do despite your like physical ailments, like, you know, not let it hold you back, da 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 da. And that shit probably touched me the most, because this is why I look up to Iron Mouse a lot. Like, it's very defeating in your day-to-day life when you go from being really healthy to like developing a chronic condition that like maybe you've always had, but a lot of times they don't manifest until you start to grow. Because a lot of like birth given diseases, like you're fine when you come out the womb, but the second your body starts growing, like it's like, oh shit, this is like not normal, and then it starts to cause problems. So going from like being able to do anything you wanted when you were a kid, being super normal, to where you get to like your early teens, and like slowly like you feel like everything in your life is getting difficult, or things you used to do you're not able to do, and slowly stuff just keeps getting taken away from you. Like you can't, suddenly like you're too sick to go to school. Oh, you're too sick to like fucking, you know, like play certain video games. Oh, you're like, you know, going outside and doing stuff is hard. Oh, like you're gonna be in bed for the next 3 days. Oh, light is gonna irritate the shit out of you now. Like sound is gonna bother you. Like doing schoolwork even from home is gonna be too hard. Extracurriculars you can't do anymore. Like it's just like you feel like slowly like your freedom is getting taken away, and being like you're being robbed of your humanity essentially, because you're not able to do stuff that like you feel like most people are able to do. And it's especially bad if you were able to do it in the past. If you're born with a condition and you've always had it, you don't know the difference, so it's not as upsetting in my opinion. I don't have that experience, so I wouldn't actually know, but generally I think it's very hard when you go from being able to do something and then suddenly you can't do it. So having like your freedom slowly getting taken away, and then everyone expecting you to somehow still be able to move through life the same, still be able to fucking do the same things, accomplish the same amount of shit. Like your expectations and what you're expected to do is the same, but the way to do it is 30 times more difficult. It's very hard. So having a lot of people come in and be like, hey, it means a lot to have someone like show that it doesn't matter if you have these problems, you can still do what you want to do. It means a lot to me, because I needed a person like that when I was watching other content creators. So the fact that I am now that person for other people is very like full circle for me, because I needed that when I was struggling. And so that's why like I looked up to Mouse a lot, because she was able to like seemingly do it despite having all these fucking issues. And so the fact that I was able to somehow become that person is very inspiring. And as much as I'm reaffirming you guys that like, yeah, you can do it, you guys are reaffirming me back like, yeah, it's possible. Because if you guys weren't watching, it wouldn't be possible. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very, very touching experience. Yeah, it was really sweet to kind of meet all those people, and sort of feel like I had an impact, as fucking like in the least egotistical way. Like in the least egotistical way. Like I don't mean like I had an impact, but like it's crazy to me that like I'm the person for other people that I needed so much in other people years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that like I am bringing to people what I wanted to be brought to me in the past, which I think is like very fulfilling for someone in my position. Kaji, thanks so much for the super. I know I mentioned during the meet and greet, but you motivate me to this day. You drive me and so many others to work to our goals. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. You guys motivate me to fucking, you know, do this fucking job every day, you know? Because listen, guys, I think Vox talked about this during Mrs. graduation. Not gonna lie, like, yo, being a VTuber sounds great, whatever, but it's not fucking easy with the amount of like bullshit you have to put up with that comes with the job. Like, people disregard your boundaries all the time. Your privacy is disregarded all the time for people's mere amusement. People that want to be pieces of shit use you as like a vessel to do it. It's not like, you know, fucking peachy keen sunshines and rainbows. And a lot of content creators don't really talk about it openly because people don't want to seem ungrateful for their position when they talk about the hardships of the job. But I think that's fucking stupid. Every job has pros and cons. Jobs with a lot of pros tend to have a lot of cons. I would say that's how it is for content creation. There's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons. Your safety at risk, con. Your privacy at risk, con. You having to be like the fucking face of everything thrown at you, con, you know? So there's also a lot of pros, but like the more people that know about you, the more people that are gonna know about you and disrespect you, or like not give a fuck, or like see you as like not a real person. Because I'm an entertainer, so some people solely see me as entertainment and nothing else. So they don't give a fuck if they say something rude or whatever. This applies to like any other streamer. And so it's kind of one of those things where it's difficult to convey if you're not in the position. And like before I was here, I really did think it wasn't as bad as people made it seem. But like, I'm gonna tell you, as someone who's seen the behind the scenes, it's a lot worse. The cons are worse than you can imagine until you're here. So it's one of those things, like, you need to experience it to fully understand. Because I was definitely like, yeah, there's cons, but like, can it really be that bad? And then I was like, oh shit, yeah, it can be. So that's all I want to say.